Let's bring in Brett Velicovich. He's a former special operations intelligence analyst and a drone expert. So my dad reached out to me yesterday because we go to Jersey on the weekends, Ocean County, and he said, "What is going on?" I said, "I'm going to ask Brett in the morning." So here, Brett, tell my dad, what do you think is going on?
Oh my God, it's difficult to say. It's all speculation at this point. Even the U.S. military research facility at Picatinny Arsenal just admitted that the drones are not theirs. So that's added to the confusion even more. And I've said it before, I've tested a ton of drones over U.S. government installations in partnership with the military before. And that type of secrecy is just not normal for how we would conduct business. Even if we don't explain to the locals what exactly we're doing and testing drones and why, there would still be a lot of coordination of those flights at all levels of law enforcement. And if anything got out of hand, for example, public hysteria like this operation, we would shut it down immediately. But it's not stopping. And now we're even hearing more reports of drones flying over Philly now. But frankly, Dana, I don't even care at this point if it's some big U.S. government conspiracy or if this is in fact adversarial drones flying. I'm more concerned about the lack of transparency on behalf of our federal government and their inability to even want to alleviate the public's concerns at all. All they're saying is it's being investigated. That's unacceptable. And these local government officials, they need to stop saying there is no known threat unless they really know that. It's a disservice to the American people who are rightfully concerned, because I know firsthand the damage that drones can do. Even if the drones fly over a site for just a few minutes, do a bunch of flips and disappear in the middle of the night, the damage is already done. Most people don't know how much intelligence data can be collected with sensors that are attached to these drones just even in a short flight. But what's even more concerning is I'm realizing more and more that our law enforcement doesn't even know the rules of engagement for monitoring and downing rogue drones over the U.S. The average official couldn't tell you who's even in charge of that. There's too many competing airspaces and different agency equities. And the FAA, frankly, they're in charge of the confusion. It's their issue. They've hamstrung our law enforcement agencies, our U.S. drone and counter drone community for years. I mean, look at what just happened recently with the Secret Service, for instance. They didn't even employ basic counter drone technology prior to the Trump assassination attempt, and that's one reason our president took a bullet. And if the Secret Service doesn't have the capability, you think New Jersey Police Department, State Patrol is going to have the proper systems in place to monitor this? So it's just we got to change the whole industry. Our infrastructure is not set up to be able to counter these emerging threats that we face now.
Yeah, excellent answer, Brett.
I'm sure that made my dad feel any better.
Probably not. Brett, you know about the story several months ago about Chinese operations flying over our military bases in certain parts of the country, especially on the East Coast, and then that word got out. I'm not saying this is what that is. Give a listen. Chad Pergram asking House Speaker Mike Johnson about something else. Watch.
We are concerned about drones and all these new technologies and what it might mean for national security and the safety of the American citizens. So I'm looking forward to the outcome of that hearing, and if we don't get the necessary answers there, we'll dig deeper and go to the classified level.
Any thought these might be dark programs?
I hope not. I don't believe so, but there's a lot of investigation going on, so we'll find out.
So go ahead and define a dark program and think about what's happening in Ukraine and think about what some people, even Elon Musk, talking about the future for warfare, should be unmanned and should be done by way of drone. It might be a pretty simple explanation that they're in the development phase and they're doing it in places like New Jersey.
It could be. I mean, dark programs essentially are, what we call red selling, where literally we're just testing our own infrastructure, our own national security. We might be flying drones over a military base to see how they may be able to stop that internally. But overseas, this is not a difficult thing to do. I can take a drone right now, fly it over to China, drop a bunch of drones from it, extend the range. There's a lot of different communications like Starlink that's out there to be able to do this. This, to the drone community, this is very easy to do. This is not difficult. They don't have to be sitting in New Jersey flying these drones if we're speculating that this is a foreign adversary. We are even seeing the Ukrainians right now put drones on boats, launch them from boats in the ocean. And that's very interesting to me because that it extends the distance, and we're seeing people are talking about some of these sightings being right there on the coast. But overall, frankly, this is not an unsolvable problem. These drones are not undetectable. This is easy to figure out what's going on if the proper experts were brought in. And that's what upsets me the most. We have the technology to monitor, track, defeat this right now. Every single drone has a unique fingerprint. It's got a unique signature. It transmits some sort of signal, and those signals tell a story. And there are a ton of countermeasures out there put in place that we could use. You could layer tactical, strategic counter-drone radar systems. You can jam the frequencies of the drone. You can hijack a drone midair, take control of it. We have the ability even for drones to strike other drones now midair. We have directed energy systems that can fry a drone in the air. But we've got these archaic laws here in the US where the FAA is constantly concerned about these systems affecting commercial airline communications. And I get that, but that's a very old school mentality. What's happening overseas right now is these foreign countries are light years ahead of US drone technology. And we're set back 10 years behind China and Russia. So it's nothing for China or Russia to send a drone over our airspace very quickly and essentially poke holes in our national security infrastructure. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing our military bases, our sensitive sites being probed. There's a gap right now in the administration, right, where there's this transition.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect time to do something. And we just got to get a handle on it. And our infrastructure has got to have a complete overhaul to put money into this. And the FBI just said they only have $500,000 budget for counter drone technology. That's ridiculous. It costs like $200,000-$300,000 for one counter drone man-portable system, and you need multiple systems.
Well, we'll see what comes of these two hearings today and what Nate has to report.
Yeah, thank you, Brett.
Yeah, terrific.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.